Hey everyone, this is College Spotlight. My name is Scott Wilson. I'm one of the assistant directors in the undergraduate admission office at UCLA. And we're going to be highlighting none other than UCLA today. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I want to do is I want to provide a really quick introduction to UCLA with some stats and some numbers. So the first thing to keep in mind, UCLA is of course a large four-year public research institution located in Los Angeles, California. We have a large undergraduate student body, about 31,500 students. But we are a very diverse population, or a very diverse campus as well. About 1/3 of our undergraduate population is first-generation college students. About 28% of our students are students of color. That's 59% if you're including Asian or African American students. And I also want to highlight our graduation rate. For a large public institution like UCLA, we're really proud of our graduation rate numbers. So our 6-year graduation rate is at 91%, and our 4-year graduation rate is at 80%. So students are able to come in, get the help, the support, the advising that they need to come in and finish their degrees for the most part within their 4 years. So let's transition forward and talking a little bit more specifically about UCLA and some of the resources and academic opportunities that we have available. The picture you see in front of you on the left-hand side is Powell Library, right-hand side Royce Hall, two of UCLA's first and most iconic buildings, lit up blue in light of the COVID-19 pandemic happening right now. So I want to take a quick moment just to thank all the frontline workers who are out there in Los Angeles and throughout the world as well. We've been lighting up various buildings across our campus blue in support again of those frontline workers. So to continue forward, I first want to talk about some of the rural and small town student resources that are going to be available to students on our campus. The first thing to note is that, of course, we're not offering any campus tours right now, but you can go to the link that you see on the screen. It's a UVisit virtual tour to do that at your own pace. In addition, we are offering live virtual tours. So our campus tour guides are taking that UVisit link and they're narrating it live. So you've got that as an opportunity. There's also a 15-minute Q&A at the end. You can go to our tours website to sign up for that. In addition, all of our printed material is available through a publication library. The link is here on this Google slide. So if there is any information about the admission process, resources, how to apply to UCLA or the UC system, you can see all of the printed information we'd hand out at a high school or a college fair there, and that's free for you to download and to print. In terms of student support that we offer for our first-year students and for rural communities, we have our first-year experience office, which is affiliated with our residential life program. They are in the process currently in creating a rural areas and small town support network. I just joined the interest group for that myself. Hopefully we'll have more information, and that'll be something that we can kick off in the fall. Hopefully we're back on campus at that point. But for any other additional first-year student questions or wondering how we can support students' first-year experience, his website is there at the bottom for you to look at as well. All right, so the admission process, UCLA is a part of the University of California, or the UC system. So we, of course, use our own application called the UC application, which is completely self-reported. For the majority of our majors, we do not require or accept letters of recommendation, interviews, portfolios, or other supplemental information. Again, it is completely and totally self-reported. The application due date is between November 1st and November 30th. The standardized test requirement has been temporarily suspended for students who are applying in fall 2020 for admission into fall 2021's class. We will still accept scores if students have taken or plan to take an SAT or ACT, but students will not be at a disadvantage if they choose to not submit a score, and we are still not super scoring examinations. Fee waivers are automatically granted if you provide your income information in the UC application. If you do qualify for a UC application fee waiver, you can apply to up to 4 UC campuses for free. Now, you apply to all the UC campuses through one application. You just check off the ones you're interested in. So if you qualify for a fee waiver and you are planning to apply to 5 schools, for example, you would pay $70, which is the fee to apply to each institution, versus paying the $350 to pay for all 5 of those. All right, so let's move into some UCLA specific opportunities. I, of course, want to start by talking about academics. Our campus has innumerable academic opportunities, and students are supported by a wide array of student support organizations and centers across our campus, and are taught and again supported by some of the world's most highly recognized faculty. I want to start by talking about our majors. We offer more than 125 unique majors, more than 90 different minors. We have a College of Letters and Science, which houses the majority of our majors in the physical sciences, life sciences, humanities, and social sciences. We also have 5 professional schools, a School of Theater, Film, and Television, a School of Music, a School of Arts and Architecture, a School of Engineering, and then a School of Nursing. Those schools that I just mentioned have additional admission requirements and or recommendations, so be sure to check those schools' websites for additional information that may be required or requested of you throughout the application process. Undergraduate research is another huge part of being a student at UCLA. Over half of our undergraduates will graduate with research experience under their belt. Research is going on all across our campus, from the life and physical sciences, but also in the humanities and the social sciences as well. One of my favorite parts about research on our campus is that we have 2 undergraduate research centers on our campus, one for the life and physical sciences, a second one for the humanities and the social sciences as well. Next thing I want to talk about is class size. So I get a lot of questions about this because UCLA is such a large institution, but that does not mean that every class that you take is going to be a huge lecture. In fact, 2/3 of our classes will have 30 or fewer students in them. So the majority of your time in a classroom at UCLA will be spent interacting with your classmates and interacting with your faculty. And if you are in a larger lecture class, we do break all of those down into smaller discussion sections that meet once a week outside of that lecture. And that's really your opportunity to delve deeper into material, get to know faculty, your professors better through that process as well. The last thing that I want to mention about academics is actually the diversity of our campus, and the diversity of our student body at UCLA truly is unmatched. When we say diversity, we mean that in a wide array of ways, from cultural and ethnic diversity to racial to religious to geographic, first-generation college student status, as I mentioned briefly earlier. We have so many students who come from not only all over California, but the country and the world to do their undergraduate work. So when you are a student at UCLA, you'll of course be learning from really amazing faculty, but you'll be learning just as much, possibly even more, about yourself and how you navigate the world from the people that you live with, which would be your classmates. All right, so let's move into some campus life information. First, want to mention about living on campus. So just a few things here. The majority of actually almost 100% of our first year students choose to live on campus, and their first-year students live on campus if they don't want to. We do have a 3-year housing guarantee. For students, that may be a little bit different depending upon what's going on with the pandemic situation for students coming in next year, but stay tuned to the UCLA housing website for any information about that. When students live on campus, they are also required to have a meal plan. We do have the #1 ranked meal plan in the country, so students definitely don't go hungry as a student at UCLA. Lots of different options that you can choose from as well. In terms of involvement on campus, there's more than 1,000 clubs and student organizations that you're able to join, which include a wide array of interests and involvements and ways you want to be involved with other students. So it might be identity-based organizations you want to join, it might be pre-professional organizations you want to join, it might be Greek life, it might be a random interest that you have. Again, one of the biggest and best ways you're going to be able to make UCLA, which is a really large institution, feel smaller is #1, live on campus, but #2, starting to get involved in the clubs and the organizations that are really important to you and that you're passionate about. And again, with over 1,000 clubs and orgs, you're going to find other students who are just as passionate, dedicated, have the same interests that you have as well. And then I want to round out some of the UCLA specific information by just talking about our location. So UCLA is of course located in Los Angeles. We're located on the west side of the city. So these little atom bubbles that you see all over, these are the neighborhoods that surround our campus. So we are right in the middle of Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Brentwood. Westwood is kind of like UCLA's college town. If you need to get off campus to go do anything, Westwood is about a 20-minute walk from your residence halls. We're also wedged right in between Santa Monica and Hollywood. So if you want to go to the beach, we're about 3 miles away. Hollywood is a couple miles away. Sunset Boulevard is the northern border to our campus and leads you straight in to Hollywood and then continues into downtown. But another great thing about our location is internship opportunities and getting involved in the city. So regardless of your field of interest, your career path, if you know you want internship opportunities and hands-on experiences, we have a career center on our campus. A lot of departments also send out information about internship opportunities directly to their students. Our larger departments, every single day you get an email about various internship opportunities. So all of those will be readily available for students as well. All right, the question, what makes UCLA different? So this was a little bit of my opinion, so I want to go over a few things that I think do make UCLA different. The one I just mentioned, location, innumerable internship opportunities in nearly every field. And Los Angeles is truly a global city, and we live in a globalized world, so students really do get to live, work, and learn in a global city. We talked a little bit about undergraduate research. There's tons of opportunities for students to be involved with research with world-class faculty on our campus. I mentioned those 2 undergraduate research centers on campus. So in addition to those opportunities simply being available, there's a lot of support that will help undergraduate students be a part of the research process if they're interested. We also have the cluster program and the Fiat Lux program. So these are 2 programs tailored specifically to our first-year students. A quick Google search will get you a full list of what the cluster program is and the different clusters that we offer. But in a nutshell, these are year-long interdisciplinary courses that are team taught by 2 to 4 different faculty members. So it's really interesting. Go and do a little bit of research on that if that sounds interesting to you. And then our Fiat Lux seminars are 1-credit seminar courses that are capped at 20 students. So most of your lecture classes tend to be in your first year on campus. We wanted to find a way that students could be in that small classroom setting. So the Fiat Lux seminar is a great way to do that. And then finally, there's a ton of social and academic resources available to our students. UCLA is a huge institution. It can be intimidating navigating it. One of the things we offer is the Academic Advancement Program, which is really geared toward minority, first-generation students to give them extra help, free tutoring, academic support in a lot of different ways. That's a service that's available for free to students. We also have our First to Go office. UCLA was one of the first institutions to have a dedicated center for our first-generation college students. They have a very active Facebook group. They do a lot of different things on campus for first-gen students as well. So that's another resource that you'll have available. And I'm going to round it out here. So this is my contact information. If you have any questions, I am more than happy to take those questions for you. I may not be the representative for your particular state or area, but if you do email me, I'm happy to pass your name or your email along. Also connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have a lot of stuff out there we've been doing for students, and we try to keep that active and updated as much as possible. So for those of you wanting to know more about student experience, our social media is a great place to go. And with that being said, thank you for joining and learning a little bit more about UCLA.